Oh, sorry. I will change it.
આપણે કેટલા થયા all together?
નહીં, તારામાં જ છે.
22 હતા,
ભદ્રેશ,
22.
તારામાં જ છે.
It shows up on the Deepak's photo.
સુંદર ક્યાં ખોવાઈ ગયો?
I will change that.
આઈધર વધારે જોઈન થશે પણ ખબર નહીં 22 જ જણા થયા છે, which is okay.
અત્યારે 22 છે, yeah.
That's fine.
It is okay, and I'm more people may be coming in later on.
Keep me going, yeah.
ચાલુ કરવું છે આપણે કે શું કરીએ?
હા ચાલુ કરી દો.
I think so. It's 6 minutes after, so we
should
may
start
as well
it.
start.
All right,
I'm
okay.
unable to hear.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
So you call on people, Dilip, to say whatever they want to say.
Yeah. I
Everybody is
want.
not speaking at the same time.
Everybody knows how to unmute yourself, right? Because I may mute everybody for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You should. And you.
બધાને unmute કરતા આવડે છે ને?
I think so. Then I can do it from here.
Okay. All right.
Unmute.
Okay, so Kitesh, are you muting everybody?
No, why don't you do it? You do it.
All right. All right. Okay, everybody is muted except me and Gitesh. Gitesh, you are muted also. Gitesh is my co-host, by the way. So he's helping me when people, admitting people when they come in, changing the names and so on. So anyway, બધા ગુજરાતી જ છે ને so far?
Yeah, Sundar is also almost Gujarati.
Oh,
Sundar and Mali. Sundar and
that's okay. No, that's
Sundar
okay.
and Mali.
I'll speak in English. I want to be fair.
There is Savant also.
So anyway, those people who do not know me, Hemant Savant,
Talk in Hindi.
those people who do not know me, who is okay. કોના background માંથી અવાજ આવે? Keshav. Okay, I'll mute you, Keshav. Okay. And Deepak Patel, માંડવીમાં Deepak Patel ક્યાં આવી ગયું નામ? This is Mandavi actually. Badresh, Deepak નામમાં Badresh આવી ગયું.
Deepak, I just change it.
એમ કેમ થાય યાર? Anyway, it's wrong.
No, I just change it, Deepak.
To Deepak Patel?
Yeah, I just change it. On my says Deepak Patel.
Something doesn't look right. Anyway, those people who do not know me, I'm Dilip Desai. I came to USA in 1973 after the graduation. I will introduce myself later on. But basically, I think I look at this as a very historic meeting after 50 years. So it's a very elite group of friends. A very hearty welcome to all of you. And I really feel nostalgic of welcoming each and every one of you here. Really, there are so many nostalgic memories I can see will be shared in the coming days and weeks and months maybe. So just imagine how much knowledge and experience and wisdom is right here. It's 23 multiplied by 50. So there is so much knowledge, experience, and wisdom is right here. But anyway, thank you all for joining. We had a very small group of 6 people, basically people in Chicago and myself. In the last less than 1 month, 6 people have become almost 90 people because, and I will tell you how it became 90 people. So anyway, I won't take too much of time, just maybe a minute or two, just to cover what has transpired in the last one day when I came to know about the other group existence in India, and some basic admin details for this meeting, and then we'll start the introduction. Okay, so can somebody help me write down when people are introducing only the branch, which branch they belong to, because I think we have captured most of the detail, but if anybody can volunteer to help me. And the basic rule is mute yourself all the time and unmute when you want to speak something.
Dilip, this is Haresh. I'll write down person's
Okay.
name and the branch. Okay.
Yeah, and when you want to speak, unmute yourself and mute yourself again right away after you're done speaking. So, and also if anybody wants to leave early, just leave. No need to say I'm leaving or I'm quitting, because somebody else might be speaking at that time. Uh, and avoid. We want to avoid any discussion on religion and politics. So let's keep to that simple rule. We all are from the same batch on equal footing, so it's perfectly all right to call each other by the first name. તમે ને બધું કહેવાની જરૂર નથી. I think, but if anybody wants to say that, it's okay.
Yeah, no bhai and all that,
Yeah,
Mr.
we all are in the same boat. I mean, same on
Same age.
right.
Yep.
And if you can correct your name underneath your picture, your image, that will be great. Otherwise, Gitesh, we will try again once we start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in future, by the way, we will have more admins of the group, one here, one in India. So, after all, we all will be divvying up the work or delegating the work. And we have a good presence on Facebook also. By the way, is Yogesh Jariwala here?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Yogesh Zaveri. Sorry, Yogesh Zaveri.
I don't think. Yeah, he's here too.
Yogesh
Yeah,
Zaveri?
I am here.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Good evening to everyone.
Yogesh
Yeah,
Zaveri
yeah.
is here. So we have a good presence on Facebook also. And Yogesh Zaveri has been managing that page or that page on the Facebook. So please look it up and connect to that Facebook page. And Yogesh was also still trying with the help of few others to come up with some appropriate celebration for next year, whether it can be meeting in a hotel,
Hello.
whether you go on a cruise together, whatever, nothing is decided right now.
Sorry to disturb you.
Yeah.
I am Yogesh Jariwala trying for that on Facebook. Not Yogesh Javeri. We have two
Not
people.
Yogesh Javeri, but Yogesh Jariwala is doing the
Okay.
Facebook and arrangement for meeting.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Then
I am ready to support to him.
okay, and then we have another. I found out yesterday that there is another WhatsApp group in India, and they have about 30 some people. So all of a sudden now we have 50 some people and 30 more, so 80 plus people are here. And actually today I invited everybody to join, except I told the India group that you just come and play a very passive role, just listen to all of us, and we may need a special session just for your group, because but with low attendance like this, we might be able to squeeze everybody in. Anybody from Indian group is here, they are most welcome to introduce themselves also. And so ultimately we will, for now we are keeping the two groups separate. The Indian group has mostly civil engineering people and mostly Maharashtrians. So I saw a lot of Maharashtrian posts coming in, almost on every day. But we have some posting guidelines, which I'll be posting after we are done. And please, because with all these people, and we all belong to like so many WhatsApp group, and we don't want to clog up our own WhatsApp uh, memory or the box with lots of messages. So please, we will avoid any forwards. And this list is mainly for the introduction, for sharing the memory, sharing the pictures of each other, and communication for the future actions or future events. So we will use this group mainly for that purpose. Okay. So I'll be sending out I don't want to go into just the basic rules. And these rules were designed or developed, I should say, by the input from other people, like, from our group only. We have I'm recording this meeting. If anybody missed it or anybody wants to go back and see, the recording will be available. I can post it on the YouTube if anybody has no objection. So that way, if any other SPCE student of 1972 graduate wants to find out about it, then that person can track us down also. if it's okay, I will be posting this and I'll be sending out the link on Facebook, YouTube. Okay. And by the way, we have uh, Ramesh Modi from Indian group. He has been in touch with SPCE Dean of Academics. So that dean contacted Ramesh Modi for some reason and found out he was inquiring about the list of all of us, that who were all the graduates from 1970, which is kind of surprising that it should be the other way around. They should be giving us the list, but it's okay. So Dr. Santosh Rane, and I did not know yesterday, so I added him on our list. He is not here, is he?
I don't see him.
Because I did not know when Ramesh Modi sent me all the names. I added him to our list also, and which is okay if he joins.
So is he one of the staff members?
He's a dean of academics.
Oh, Dean of Academics. I was
In,
wondering, I'm like, how did a doctor get into our group?
Dr. Rane. He's a gentleman. Yeah, I had no idea who he is.
I know. Okay.
But it's okay even if he joins. And before we start, I'm gonna allow Ramesh Modi to introduce and maybe say whatever you want to say, Ramesh, about your group in India, and then we will start with our list. Okay.
Who is Dilip? Who is Samsung Galaxy S7?
I would not know, but it was Deepak Patel at one time. Deepak, I'm going to change your name to Deepak Patel, okay? Where is Samsung Galaxy?
I see it all the way on the bottom, SG,
Oh, he's the one still connecting. I don't know. That may be some other person.
Yeah, I don't see him.
He's not even in yet.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Samsung Galaxy has video off, and I do not see any audio icon. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Ramesh, are you here?
Thank you, Dilip. Dilip, I will take over now.
Okay, go ahead, Ramesh.
Thank you for adding us into your group. And I'm very heartened to meet all of you, being the first meeting after so many years. Last year, when I initiated the formation of our college students group, I interacted with first Prakash Surve, who was in our mechanical engineering branch, but unfortunately we lost him in COVID-19 in November. And also I spoke with Satish Rege, who happens to be from civil branch. So we decided that we will formulate our college group, and that started happening in March, end February, early March. During that time, I get a call from Dr. Rane from our college about alumni meet on 7th. So this information I shared with my other colleagues from Vileparle and Andheri. There are about 7-8 of us. We attended that function. It was well attended. In fact, we were on the panel, Mr. Modak, myself, Mr. Hemant Sawant, then Satish Rege and Prakash Surve. Basically, they wanted to know how we can help our college. What I had proposed then, that they should collect the skill sets of those who have passed out, so that college can decide which all skills can be beneficial for the institute, and accordingly they can go forward. Secondly, membership for all the alumni members. Fee is nominal fee of 2,000 rupees, which they were not accepting in cash. They require the bank transfer. So we will once again request Dr. Rane to send us the banking details. Once we have the banking details, I will share that with the group members. Our group has been active since March, but as Dilip, you mentioned, most of our group members are Maharashtrian members, and they are from all branch, not just civil, mechanical, electrical, civil, all the three branches. In all, we had 60 students in mechanical, electrical, civil. That means 180 students, whereas we have now been able to trace only 80. I know few of them, they are not with us, they have left, but we need to find out remaining our batchmates. Yeah, that is where we will need help from all of you. And then we can have one common group rather than two groups, wherein the language of communication would be essentially English or Hindi, and some kind of guidelines could be formulated from your end, which should be enforced.
Ramesh, you might want to introduce yourself about very briefly in about 2 minutes after you left the college. What happened? Exciting career things that happened in your life and about your family. Very briefly.
Okay.
And Pramod, you are mechanical, right?
Yes, I was in mechanical.
Okay.
After passing out, I was selected in Tata Consulting as government trainee. But there was no job assigned. Along with me, there was Idnani and Morparia. Three of us, we were there in Tata Consulting. But then I left after a week, seeing that there is nothing, just sit there on the desk. I continued with college as associate lecturer for one academic year. And thereafter, I was with Wyman Gordon India Limited, a forging company. Over there, I was shift engineer for 2.5 years. And thereafter, a turn in the life, I went to shipping industry, where I spent most of my life till 2019. Yeah, I spent some time with Great Eastern Shipping Company, which is the largest private shipping company today. And before that, India Steam Navigation Company. So in all, more than 43 years in shipping. After graduation, I had done my diploma in computer management from Bajaj, Jamnalal Bajaj Institute. And thereafter, diploma in quality management through National Center for Quality Management in India. And my specialization in the quality field. Currently enjoying retirement with my grandson. Got married in 86. I have one son who is working with Castrol, a BP group company. He has done his engineering from VJTI and subsequently management from IIM Calcutta. My wife she has done her PhD in physical chemistry. She was professor in Bhavan's College in Chowpatty, and currently she runs her own classes. That is my family.
Dilip, we can go to the next one, I guess.
What's going on? Okay.
You still muted, Dilip.
Well, I've been unmuting myself. It keeps on.
Okay, now you're.
Yeah. Okay. So does it make sense to go by the branch, or by the way, I don't have the list in front of me, unfortunately, but that's okay.
I think.
I think we can go by alphabet, A, B, C, D.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let me open my list right here. Okay. So we will go
Dilip, Yogesh wanted to leave early. Maybe we can
Yeah,
accommodate
Yogesh, why don't you start? Yogesh, we cannot see your face. Can you raise your phone or iPad or whatever you? There you go. Much better.
Yeah.
Much better.
My real name is Yogendra Patel, which was listed in Bhavan's College and everywhere, just for information. And
What's your last name?
Patel,
Patel. Okay. Sorry.
but I know you very well. I think you might have forgot me, but I know you very well. And I talked to you in USA when you were over here. Anyway, I graduated also in 72 from the electrical branch. And that time there was a recession in engineering, jobs were not available. So I did work for Alpha Motors for a couple of months. Then I decided to come to USA for MBA. Then MBA was in demand at that time in India. So I came for MBA over here. I started my MBA. And then after that, during MBA, I got the job. The job people provided me the green card. And then, I didn't come back to India for settlement. I married in 74. My wife came in 78. And since then, I'm here. My longest career over here in Zenith Electronic, the company which makes a TV. And I work as a cost engineer, basically. I don't think anybody from our group has worked as a cost engineer, but I was a value engineer, cost engineer, doing all the manufacturing cost, tooling cost. I was in that area. Now, I quit my career last 5 years ago in engineering, but I'm still working as a company professional, as a controller in one company, and also I do my private consultation too. Basically, I do the corporate accounting, personal accounting, corporate taxes, personal taxes. That's I keep myself busy. I have my wife here, my one son and one daughter. Son is a radiologist who is in Orlando. Daughter is in pediatric dentistry, is in Washington, D.C. And both of them are married. So, close myself over here. I have to leave for some other reason, but if the meeting is still on, I'll come back at 11 o'clock. Thank you, sir.
Very good. So next I see Upendra Acharya. We don't have he's not here, right? So next will be Barucha, Harish Barucha.
Okay.
From our list.
Hi, Harish Barucha. As you all know, graduated in 1972 in mechanical engineering. After graduation, I started working with a company called Excello India Limited, which manufactured machine tools. Me and Hasmukh Desai, who's unfortunately most of us have lost touch with, we both started with Excello India. Didn't last that too long, but then after a few months, I joined Bharat Bijli as an industrial engineer in Kalwa on Thana Belapur Road. Worked there for about 2 years. And then I joined Kamani Tubes in Kurla as, again, in charge of industrial engineering department. I worked there for 5 years, and then I decided maybe it's time to change my career path. And you'll realize I've done some crazy stuff, many different things. So then I joined Kamani Tubes as an industrial engineer. Then I decided that I wanted to get out of kind of a line support function and more into line function. So I decided to go into sales and marketing, thinking that maybe I have the personality for it. And I joined a company called Rubber. And the product I was handling had nothing to do with mechanical engineering. I think at this point, I left mechanical engineering altogether. It was first time being manufactured a film called biaxially oriented polypropylene, which is used in flexible packaging and a lot of other things. So I joined them as a sales officer for Western India. And I introduced that film for the first time in India, in Western India, as well as some parts of South. Worked there for some years, and then I was kind of getting a little disheartened with the company. So I decided it was time for me to change. So I go to this recruitment consulting company called Perfect Placement at Nariman Point to say, hey, what kind of jobs you guys have on your plate? So the managing director, a guy called Gautam Shah, met me and he says, why don't you come work for me? I'm like, work for you? What am I supposed to be doing? So he printed a fairly good picture of what his company was and what kind of recruitment they do. So he decided I could handle the technical engineering recruitment for various clients that they had. During this time, this was in sometime in 81, and I got married in December 81, and with a lovely lady called Abha, who's my wife, who is not a Gujarati. She was Abha Pandit / Sharma, who is a Kashmiri Pandit. But we met at a New Year Eve party at a common friend's place, and we hit off right from the first moment we met. Anyway, so I joined this company. During my tenure with the company, I got married, and then the company had a lot of different ideas. And I actually went to Delhi, lived in Delhi for about a year and 3 months to set up a new branch in Delhi for Perfect Placement. So I met a lot of wonderful people there, including one gentleman from a company called Madhya Pradesh United Polypropylene. So, but then after setting it up, I came back to Bombay, and I was again getting disheartened with the company because it wasn't doing very well, because he made some bad investments. So this guy, the managing director of the company, who had almost become my personal friend, he comes to Bombay and says he was looking for a branch manager in Bombay. And he comes to my managing director's office and he calls me into the office and we discuss his requirement. And I'm like, I'm the right guy for you, So I wrote him a letter saying, hey, I'm offering myself for this position if that's okay with you. And if you think it's not okay, that's fine too. But lo and behold, he liked the idea, and he sent his marketing manager to Bombay and he offered me the job. So that's how I started working with this company called Madhya Pradesh United Polypropylene. Worked there for 84 to 80, say about 2 years. And this guy who was a managing director, because of whom I was there, he left and he comes to Bombay and joins BASF India Limited. So, and while he was in the transition, I also helped him with his son's education in a school in Bombay called Cathedral in Fort area, which was very difficult to get in. So once he got into BASF, he offered me a job there. And the company wasn't fun to work with after he left anyway. So I joined BASF as a manager for the international order processing department. So another totally different thing. It was more logistics for international orders. Now, in the meanwhile, my son was born in 84, January. His name is Akash. So he just turned 37 yesterday, 9th January, when he was born. So he turned 37 yesterday. He's married to a lovely young lady called Bretta Kennedy from Michigan. And they have a 20-month-old son called Bodhi from Buddha, Bodhi Gaya. So he decided to name his son Bodhi. Anyway, so while I was in BASF, my brother was already here since 75. He's a doctor. So he had filed for us in 81. And in 87, sometime the immigration thing came through. So we decided, we were wondering what to do. We were not doing too badly for ourselves in India also, but we just decided, like so many other crazy things I had done, we said, let's go. And my wife was a big support in there. So we decided to come to US in February 1988, much after many of you who came sometime in the 70s. When I first came, I was thinking I should probably apply for, and I was staying with my brother in Connecticut, would apply for different jobs. Mostly I was trying to get into flexible packaging. And one day I was at a friend's place in Long Island, and his sister used to work for EDS then, which was the Electronic Data Systems, one of the pioneers in healthcare system services. So she says, would you be interested in computers? I'm like, I've never done it, but I have interacted in BASF especially. We set up the whole computerized system for my department. So I said, I wouldn't mind it. Am I overshooting my time? Little bit?
Yeah, if you can finish.
Okay, I'll hurry up. I'll hurry up. So then she gave me a number to call. I joined EDS in July of 1988, and I worked there for 12 years and graduated. There was a system engineering development program, graduated from the program. Then subsequently in 96, I became an advanced systems engineer. And then in 2000, EDS lost the business to IBM. So a whole bunch of us joined IBM in 2000. So I worked in IBM for about 2000 to 12 years again, same as EDS. And in 2012, my client, a company called NASCO, healthcare insurance company, they decided to take everybody in-house from the US side. So then all of us joined NASCO in 2012. And just 3 months ago, I retired. So I've been enjoying retirement for the last 3 years. I do play a lot of golf. Tennis I haven't played much lately. Skiing, I used to be a very avid skier, which I haven't done much lately either. So my main extracurricular activity is golf and yoga and working out. Me and my wife both work out extremely regularly. So and now I live near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and we have a great group of friends here, and we really have a good time here. So that's my story in a large nutshell.
Very good, Harish. Thank you very much. You know what? I promise, or I would say not promise. I would volunteer myself. If you want to send me your detailed bio and a picture, then I don't mind making a PowerPoint presentation, like 1 page for each person, and send it to you.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for now, we have, I'm hoping we can finish in 2 hours. So,
Yeah, make it a little bit shorter, right? Please.
Fortunately, we don't have as many people as I was expecting to join.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's okay. But I mean, I would say 3-4 minutes, maybe max. So 20 people, 25 people, and 4 minutes would still be 100 minutes. So that's more than an hour and a half, and it's almost 11:40. So I have another call at 2 o'clock. It's our karaoke group. So and hopefully I'm trying to free up myself before that. Okay. So we had the next person we have is Vibhas Chandarana. I was looking forward to see him, but he's not here. So how about Lakshmi Chand?
Dilip,
Yeah.
Dilip, the Vibhas sent me a message that he had some pre-planned commitment. So there's a reason, he's not able to attend today, maybe
That's
next
okay.
time.
That's okay. People who could not attend, we have like 80 some people, only 25 people are here. So we can talk about it. I also am looking for at least 15-20 minutes of general discussion after the introduction. Okay. So next person is Lex Cheda. He goes by Lex, Lakshmi Chand
Yeah,
Cheda.
Lakshmidas Cheda.
Okay. Go ahead, Lakshmi Khan bhai.
Cheda, let's go. I thought I saw him earlier.
Make sure you figure out. Some people have dropped out. I think Prakash Desai has dropped out.
No, Lakshmidas Cheda is there.
Yeah, he's here. We cannot hear you, Lakshmi Chand. Lakshmi Khan bhai, unmute. Please unmute yourself. Okay.
I did it.
Okay, now.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. That's very glad to meet old friends almost after 50 years. Yeah, I'm Lakshmi Chand Cheda. I'm from electrical branch. And then I passed in 72. And immediately in 73, I joined a chemical company that is called Dharamsi Morarji Chemical Company. They were in sulfuric acid and superphosphate, and I was in project department. So we used to do a turnkey projects for the sulfuric acid, superphosphate, and alum and whatnot. And then as well as we had a pollution control division also. I worked there for almost 16 years. till 1990. Then I left the Ramsey Moraji Chemical Company and joined the electrical control panel manufacturing business. For almost 5 years, we manufactured many electrical as well as instrument control panels, DCS control and all other things. And then again, I joined a chemical project consultant. All are in Bombay, in and around Bombay. Chempro Expertise Private Limited. So I worked there for about 6 years for various chemical projects consultancy. And then finally, I joined a different field, that is solar PV industry. Solar PV industry. So there I joined in 2000, and we were doing offering automation lines for solar vapor, solar cell, solar module, testing equipment, and solar power plant project for EPCM. So I worked there almost for 19 years, and then I retired in October 2019. That's my brief total experience. Now, right now, I'm with my son and my daughter-in-law in Mulund, Bombay, and enjoying a retired life with interest in music and photography. So some of my friends are still in touch with me. That is one Mr. Ashok Joshi, he's in Mulund. He's from civil department, civil engineering, and Mr. V.K. Shah is also from mechanical engineering. And Yalawadia is in Rajkot from mechanical engineering. We were in the same room in the hostel engineering college. That's all. Thank you.
Dilip, me and Lakshmi Das, we are from Thana, and we went to the same high school in Thana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
same school.
Interesting.
And
So
then
next,
Ashok, just 1 second. Ashok Joshi, he passed from the civil engineering, and he was associated with the Ramsey Moraji as a civil contractor.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So next one, yeah. Anybody wants to say anything? Okay. Next one is Prakash Desai. No, Dilip Desai. So that's me. Okay. So I actually, many of you may not know, but I did 2 years in Manipal. So I did my SSC in 1965. After 2 years in Manipal, I came back to Mumbai. So SETE and BE, I completed in mechanical engineering from Sardar Patel College of Engineering. I used to live in Andheri and went to Sardar Surgeon High School in Vileparle, if anybody knows about Vileparle. Anyway, so in 1973, I came to United States and joined Illinois Institute of Technology on a student visa for industrial engineering. I am one of the probably very few, maybe the only one who never never designed a single thing, never had any drawing. I never made any drawing after I left the school. So that was, I was in industrial engineering in a very, very small town in Minnesota. I was the only Indian in probably 50-mile of radius. This was in 1975. So then I got married in 1977. I came to India and married for last 43 years now to my wife Kirtida. She grew up in Surat, and we have one son, Anand. He's 42 years old. He is a partner in KPMG, and they live in Manhattan. He has got 2 kids, so 2 grandkids, 10 and boy and a girl, 10 and 6. So then I came to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania 40 years ago to join Westinghouse Electric. Westinghouse Electric as a manufacturing engineer. And then pretty soon I was promoted to consultant. Our unit was like an internal consulting house for all of the Westinghouse all around the world. So if anybody is familiar with Malcolm Baldrige Award, Total Quality Management Award, Westinghouse designed that award for the US government. So when Westinghouse started getting into trouble, and Westinghouse doesn't exist anymore today. You might have heard of Westinghouse Nuclear, but even that is owned by somebody else. They have kept the name of Westinghouse. So in 93, I started my own management consulting company, Global Strategic Solutions. And I took all of the methodologies that Westinghouse had developed. And many of my American friends, they took a forced or early retirement, I should say. So they worked with me under my company's umbrella. And then I used to come to India quite a lot, 5, 6 times a year from 93 to almost 2000 onwards. I did a lot of stint in my career. So I brought a trade mission, but like Godrej, Indian Oil Corporation, Bharat Forge, Breaks India in Chennai. I'm sure Sundar knows
Yes,
about
yes, yes. TVS Group.
India in Chennai. Crompton Greaves, almost all of their plants in Bhopal, in Kanjurmarg, in Chennai. Then Bombay Dyeing was my customer. Then I had, if anybody is from Dubai, familiar with Dubai, Emirates Trading Agency. Emirates Trading Agency is a big company, so I went to Dubai a number of times, and me and my colleagues consulted in about dozen countries over the years. Then I got tired of consulting, so I went to Carnegie Mellon University and did a quick course in e-commerce strategies for e-commerce. So then I moved into e-commerce side, and that's how I got into computers. I was managing many computer projects. Worked as a project manager, as a program manager. Uh, Even though I never designed a single line of code myself, just like the mechanical engineer, no drawing, but I was managing big projects. Project on the basically on the project management standpoint. And then I retired in 2015. So that's on my career side. Uh, for last 40 years, I've been very active socially. When I moved to Pittsburgh, me and about 4 or 5 friends, we started a Gujarati Sunday school. This was in 1982. So all the kids would go to like a rented building, YMCA, and then parents taught Gujarati and some Indian Hindu religion to them for about 2.5 to 3 hours every Sunday religiously. So my son he speaks fluent Gujarati and Hindi, and because of his job, he comes to India. Of course, he's a world traveler. He manages projects at the world level, but he comes to India quite frequently also. I still come to India almost on a yearly basis, except last year I could not come. Uh, and so I have a big base in India. I have a big group like this from my high school also, and we meet very regularly. And so Gujarati Sunday School, Gujarati Samaj. For last 5 years, we started a seniors association. Anybody over 50 can join that group, and then we take out tours to Eastern Europe and China and Africa and many places. I enjoy traveling. I've been to maybe 60 some countries and 46 out of 50 states in USA. I am in karaoke. We have a bowling group for last 40 years. We bowl in the winter time regularly. Summertime, play a little bit of tennis and golf. And At present, I'm writing a book on Anavil Brahmins. There are only 200,000 of Anavil Brahmins in the world. So basically, writing in English. I'm not a scholar on Anavils, but I got all the Gujarati books. So I'm going to gather, select, and present in my own way and translate from Gujarati to English. So that's my plan for this year and maybe next year. And I guess that's about it. So
who's next?
Next one we have Ashok Doshi. He's here.
Yeah.
Ashok is here.
Myself, Ashok Doshi. I stay in Mulund, Bombay. Gitesh know me. We met at Grant Road once when he was in USA. Gitesh, do you remember?
Yeah.
After completing my graduation in civil engineering, first I joined the consulting firm. I wanted to go into consulting firm, but my fate took me to the execution work. So I joined one contractor company. I was getting only 200 rupees a month salary at that time in 1973. And for 2.5 years, I worked with them. They teaches me how to do the business. And then I started my business in 1975. I started at Raipur Dharamsingh Mineralogy Chemical Company. Now, that is for the first time we have constructed 5 kilometers of concrete road, which Bombay started in 1992-93. We have done in 1975. And Cheda, we were all together, daily we were meeting in the factory at Amarnath. Cheda was working with the company, I was a contractor with the company. Even Yogesh Javeri, we meet together. We were in the Rotary Club of Bombay. And Yogesh is now still he's in there and he is very active. Now I have left the Rotary Club. And I have worked in all over India. I have constructed one first Indian bungee jumping at Rishikesh, 80-meter height jumping. Then one flying fox 2 kilometer, all structural work and all the work was on the hill area, and all industrial job and chemical company plants, that type of work we were doing. Now I am retired. I have two daughters. One is dentist, dental surgeon. One is civil engineer. My one son-in-law is Girish Bajaj. He is in Deloitte, and one son-in-law is a orthopedic surgeon at Ghatkopar. And my son is at Canada, Calgary. He is in supply and chain line. He is there in last 12 years. That is my, now I am retired. I am doing the consulting work. Whenever I go to the job, I go there and do the work. And otherwise I am retired. This is my my story.
Okay, next.
Very good, Ashok. Very nice, very interesting. Okay, next one is Atul Gandhi is not here. Godrej Satish Gupta is not here. Ashok Jain, is Ashok Jain here? No, right?
No.
Fulchand Jain not here. Suresh Jain is here.
Hey, Dilip,
Yeah.
I have to go somewhere, so would it be possible if I can give a speech?
Okay, not speech, man. It's an introduction. Nobody is giving a speech.
I mean, yeah, introduction.
Okay.
If it is possible.
Okay. Suresh bhai, if it's okay, we will let Kamal
It is
get in
fine.
first. Okay, Kamal, go
Fine.
ahead.
1 minute.
Oh, yes, fine.
Kamal, go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Kamlesh. I graduated in from mechanical in 72, and in 74 I came to USA. I didn't work much. I mean, in India, just for 1 year. I mean, in New Standard Engineering at Goregaon. My wife's name is Devika, and in USA, I studied the MS in mechanical engineering at University of Missouri, and since 76, I'm in a Chicago area. I worked, entirely in a power industry, nuclear power industry. There is one company in Chicago which is very popular, Sargent Lundy. We used to do all the design work for the nuclear power plant, and I spent my entire career in there until I retire. In USA, from my company's work, I was in a lot of places, like San Francisco, New Jersey, Vegas, and everywhere, and I retired in 2017. I have two daughters. One is a PA, working for the dermatologist, lives in Chicago. And another one is a chemical engineer, and she's in Columbus, Ohio. I have 3 grandkids. Probably one, you might have seen, he was with me. He's at my house right now. And the 4th one is on the way. And on my spare time, yes. On my spare time, I just, I play, golf. I played golf with Gitesh also, and, and that's about it, Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I need to go. I'm going to take my grandson out,
Thank you, Kamal.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you, Kamal.
Yep.
Before Suresh Jain comes, gets the floor, Suresh, you gave me the name of Ashok Atul Gandhi.
Yes, he passed away, unfortunately.
Yes, that's what I just found out.
Yeah,
Ramesh
yeah,
Modi
yeah.
just sent me
That's
a
right.
message
Yeah,
that he just passed away as recently as December in COVID.
yeah, that's right.
Okay,
He and Survey both, both passed
correct.
away.
So two of our colleagues recently passed away.
Survey
Just
also from COVID?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah, right, Ramesh. Survey also from COVID, right?
Yes, yes. That is what I was told by Modak.
Okay.
In fact, three of our colleagues.
Survey, excuse me, Survey was from mechanical branch.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
Ashok, last week I was suffering the COVID.
You look
Survey,
good now, Ashok.
Atul
Yes.
Gandhi, and there was one more person, Parab.
Oh,
Parab was from electrical, if I mistake not.
okay.
He also passed away in Goa due to COVID.
oh my God. Yeah, Parab was electrical. I remember him very well.
Okay. So Ashok Jain, no, Suresh Jain,
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
yours.
I'm Suresh Jain, and I was in mechanical branch. 1972, after finishing the graduation, I joined the Ellen Mittal Group at Bangalore for steel plant. I worked for them about 2 years, and then I moved back to Mumbai, and I joined Voltas, a Tata company. And there I joined basically for bringing in technology of electrostatic precipitator and bag houses. It was a joint venture with a US company called Research Cottrell in New Jersey. So I lived in New Jersey for some time for accumulating the technology and came back to India and did several projects. And then it was 1982, I joined ACC, which was another Tata company, to help them on their pollution control activities, because cement plants were badly polluting. So 2002, up to 2002, and I headed a company of Tata's in 2002. That is for 2000 to 2002, engineering company. And 2002, I got an opportunity to buy a sick industry called Rollwell, which was into bulk material handling equipment manufacturing. Tata employee won't have money to buy a company, so I bought it on a sweat equity route. And the God helped me. In 3 years' time, I could pick up 50% equity and become a equity holder, the equal equity holder in that company. It was about 2008 that I thought of forming a joint venture, and 2012 we were successful in making a joint venture with a US-based company for doing geodesic domes. So now we have a joint venture in India where we manufacture aluminum domes, which are with domes without any support up to 320 meters. So there are no column, no beam. They are clear span structures. So we have done about 100 installation, more than 100 installation in India. One. Got married. My wife Indu. I got two sons, Nishant, who is a mechanical engineer and MBA. Now he looks after the business mostly. I'm only chairman on the board, so I attend only board meeting. I don't participate much into day-to-day activities for last 1 year. Then my younger son is in UK, London. He is a banker. He is the chief operating officer of HSBC, and his wife is also banker. She is with RBS. My elder daughter-in-law, she has got a company which manufactures yoga apparel, especially cotton yoga mat, non-skid yoga mat. So we are on Amazon, Flipkart, etc., etc. So we do that. It was about 6 years back. I decided, along with my wife, to exercise Jainism, which says, earning is not a crime, but accumulating wealth is a crime, which almost every religion says. So we form a charitable trust, a public charitable trust, And I donated all my surplus into that trust. And since then, we have been doing social activities, charitable activities. And 3 years back, we adopted one tribal school and a village in border of Gujarat and Rajasthan. So he manages those activities, the school and this thing. That's how the life is. I got 3 grandchildren. The eldest one being 17-year-old. He will go to engineering or science, whatever he used to do after 12th. And the younger one is again 14. And the one in UK is 7-year-old. This is what about. And last year I had time with me. So I could write an autobiography called Engineered Life for the family members. My son wanted to know more about me. So I said, we did that. That's how it is. Thank you.
That's very good. Very good, Suresh. I wrote a book on my father. So, I mean, this is the new trend is the digital, people are living behind the digital legacy, the video messages compared to, in old days, people used to write the letters. But I would love to have your son and my son get connected. My son is in finance side also. He was managing all the audit for technical side on the process side for Citigroup all over the world.
Dilip, incidentally, my son was with KPMG.
Okay.
And he found my daughter-in-law is also from KPMG. They were there for almost 1 decade.
Okay.
Both are
Yeah,
KPMG. Yeah.
he went to school masters. I'm sorry to adding a couple of just one line of a note on there which I forgot. But my son he spent a year at LSE London doing masters, and that's where he met his future wife to be. So Sarupa Reddy. So they anyway. He's in finance, so it would be nice. I see that our kids, if they can get connected, that'll be awesome too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
Okay, so next one is after Ashok Jain, Fulchand Jain, Yogesh Jariwala. Hey, you're here, Yogesh. Yogesh, you're on mute, my friend. You want to unmute yourself? Where did Yogesh go?
Yogesh, I unmuted him.
Can you unmute yourself, Yogesh?
Yes.
Okay,
Hello.
very good. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. From my side, it is a good morning. Anyway, I have given my brief biodata on our system also. I'll repeat important part of it. As usual, from 72 to 74, for unemployment, I had a turmoil in and out and all. But in 74, I got job in Hindustan Petroleum, which was named Hindustan Petroleum of ASO after acquiring by the government. And there I worked for 8 to 9 years. And during that period, I had a good experience of mechanical projects execution and oil transfer managements. And I was deputed once to Punjab in in a town near Ambala. And after that, when I came back, there was an inspiration for me to switch over from public sector to private company. And I joined in 91 FCON's group of company, a construction company, which is very well-known company even today also. And there I worked for another 9 to 10 years. These people showed me the complete India. I went to various projects because they are basically civil engineering company, and I was appointed for execution of mechanical engineering and turnkey projects. So I had a lot of experience on various projects. Sometime we can have a discussion afterwards. But at the end in 91, I thought of going for my own business. And we have a friend, Santi Bura. he inspired me to establish a uh, metal company for recovery of aluminum, recycling of aluminum. But after a few days, he told me, forget about aluminum, you come to my side. That was lead recycling. So I started lead recycling in 91, 92, and until 2015, I was owning that company. In 2015, my son and daughter both are now settled in USA. So my daughter told me that you please wind up and come down once for all. We'll get your green card done and all. So I winded up the company, and from 2016, I am shuttling between India and USA on a green card. And next year we'll complete 5 years and we'll apply for the citizenship if everything goes okay with us. And in meantime, regarding this during career, I had lot of experience of social work and charity work. I am a member of Lions Club right from 1977. I have worked at many posts there, and we have handled many projects of Mercy Mission, Heart Valve Foundation, then dialysis, helping elders, helping specially able children and everything. So that gave me a very good experience of social services. There, if I don't have money, one voice from my side goes and then I get a lot of money collection. And that is how we did many big projects also on a Mercy Mission side. And I also arranged many meetings and seminars and all. Now that experience came to help to me. I was joint secretary of Hindustan Petroleum Management Staff Association for 8-9 years. And the society in Villaparla where I was staying was a big society with commercial residential complex. And there I was secretary of the society for more than 15 years. And all this period, many picnics, programs, and other things were arranged. And that is still going on here now in Fremont. Fremont also, we have a very big group of senior citizens. And last year, we had, at the inspiration of some people, a very good picnic of 10 days on Princess Cruise for Alaska tour. And that was really a very much successful. Now, if I come to my family, my wife, Naina, was known as Mukwa in hostel. We we had a lot of affairs in hostel. Mates were knowing about what we are doing, and we got registered marriage before graduation. And after that, a lot of things happened. But at the end, I lost the dream of coming to USA like Rajan and Dilip and other people have come. So I inspired my children to come to USA. My daughter came to USA in 2001, and she is today a partner in a TJKM traffic consultancy company. And she has founded one more uh, hotel management work, and she has established a hotel under the name Spice Club, which is a trade name of one uh, restaurant in Mumbai, and that has been inaugurated on October 31st here in Cupertino. My son-in-law is a senior director in applied materials. My their son is 12 years. His name is Rishav. My son is here in software engineering. He is with Upgrade. My daughter-in-law is also in software engineering. She is with Marketa. And my grandson, with whom I am enjoying these days, is 4 years old. His name is Ans, and his birthday was on 4th. And this is all at present. Further, we will have a discussion as and when we meet again like this and the time permits. Thank you very much.
જરિયા બીજી મૂકવા ક્યારે લાવવાનો છે?
હે બીજી મૂકવા ન આવી શકે.
આવે આવે
હવે
આવે
ઉપર જતા
અમેરિકામાં
રહ્યો.
બધું આવે. અમેરિકામાં
નહીં
બધું
નહીં
આવે.
જરૂર. અરે જરૂર નથી, આ મૂકવા છોડતી જ નથી ભાઈ.
Okay,
આ મૂકવા બધે સાથે હોય.
Yogesh, thank you very much. મારે છે ને તે I wanted to take a picture. I'm sorry, it did not occur to me before this. A couple of people dropped out. But if I can, Yogesh is back. Very good. So
Hello.
If everybody would come,
I have taken some snaps which are there in my mobile. We will interact after this meeting.
This will be different. If everybody would come close to your device camera and right in the middle and have a nice smile. Okay. So this way we will make sure nobody is missing. Yogesh, Ashok bhai, I cannot see your face, my friend. Ashok Doshi. Okay, here we go. If anybody wants to take it, go ahead. You can do it the same thing too. Okay. So sorry for interruption. Now, okay, who is the next person? Okay, after Jariwala, let's see. Balwan Joshi is not here. Keshu Karania. Karmarkar is not here. Bakul Khara is not here. Bakul Khara, by the way, he lives in Chicago also. He was in the group, but then he opted out from WhatsApp. I think we had a few people dropped out of WhatsApp. Maybe they don't like WhatsApp or for whatever reason.
Keshu is here, Dilip.
Where?
I thought I saw him earlier.
Is Keshu here? Okay, we have only 23 people, so few people have dropped out.
Keshav is here, he has to unmute.
Is Keshu here? You see Keshu here?
Unmute. Yes.
Oh, Keshav is here. Yeah, Keshav.
Yeah.
Would you unmute yourself, please? I'm asking you to unmute. We cannot hear you, unfortunately. Okay,
I did it.
Oops, you got muted again. Please unmute again, please. There we go. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I am Keshu Karania.
Yes, go ahead.
SPCE 1972 mechanical branch.
Okay.
After graduation, actually there was difficulty in getting jobs. So I joined one engineering company, Oswald Engineering. They were manufacturing thermoplastic extrusion plants. I worked there for about 4 years. Then I joined a pharmaceutical industry, which was a closely related persons. There I started this in 1977. Until now, I am working there. My son is with me. He is looking after day-to-day work in our industry. We are manufacturing pharmaceutical products and catering to Maharashtra and some international markets also. My wife is Usha. I got married in 1975. I have a son and 2 grandsons. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, Keshu.
Thank you,
Keshu. We are moving right along. Next one is Bipin Lodavia. Bipin. There you go. Okay, good.
I passed in electrical engineering and then started the business factory at Vapi for cigarette filters manufacturing. And then 1988, I changed the profession to real estate. And now I am running that along with my son. And my younger son is in Chicago. He's a financial consultant and staying in the Lake Zurich side.
Okay. Very good. So, Bipin, I think you got married early, right?
No, 75.
Oh, 75. Somebody I saw got married in 71.
Maybe
That was
Mandavi.
Mali.
Huh?
That was Mali. B.S. Mali.
Okay.
Ali and Yogesh Jariwala got married pretty early too.
Okay.
I still remember he used to live in Villeparle East at that time.
Oh, Villeparle East. So Yogesh mentioned about some society for 20 years. You were the chairman or whatever. Which is it? Gujarat Society?
No, it is Shyam Kamal Society. It is Agrawal Market, right in front of the railway station.
Correct. I
Okay.
remember
And
coming to your place there,
Harish,
Yogesh.
If anybody knows More Bungalow,
Harish,
in old days, does anybody
yeah,
More Bungalow? Does anybody? Huh?
that is the same.
I
Dilip
know. I
same
know
More
that.
Bungalow is.
That's where I spent my
Hello.
Initial years, yeah, and at More Bungalow.
This More Bungalow only is converted into Agrawal Market.
I know the history. Yes.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Okay.
Remember Yogesh Jariwala? You remember me?
I got a chat.
Hello.
Okay.
No.
Come here.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. So next one.
Is Mali.
Rodovia. Yeah. B.S. Mali.
Hello.
Ah.
I am Balasaheb Mali.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mali, go ahead.
Yes, Gitesh, can you hear me?
Yes, Mali. Go ahead.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
I married earlier when I was in third year only, 1971, 12 June.
Okay, I was correct then. Somebody. Okay, that must be you. That was you then. Okay.
Then I joined in 1972 Kirloskar Brothers Limited, Kirloskar Wadi at Sangli, and I worked there till retirement 2005. I was having in charge of all the departments, started from the design and ending up to all the manufacturing, engineering, purchase, etc., etc. Then my wife is a high school teacher, and she also retired. She was a Hindi teacher, and I have two sons. One is in Kirloskar Brothers Limited as a design engineer. He is in charge, associate vice president. He is staying in Pune. Second son is a computer engineer. He is staying in Sangli. And one daughter, she is MD theology. He is a professor at Latur. My son-in-law is also MD anesthesia and staying in Latur. I am staying at Tasgaon. I have farmhouse. Agriculture, I am cultivating grapes, sugar cane, and enjoying the retired life. I always come in contact with the Kesu, Vinod Chaha, and sometimes Gitesh and Jhalawadia. I was in mechanical engineering. Anything, Gitesh? Can you ask me some questions?
No, I think I think you did pretty good. You look good, and
Yeah. Thank you.
Mali, when you mentioned Latur, I remember, I reminded me of a guy there called Dr. Jagannath Dikshit. Have you heard of him?
Because yes, he is a famous doctor. My son-in-law is sometimes tastes like that. He is the son-in-law is in anesthesia department,
I see.
Mr. Kiran Todkari.
I follow Dr. Dikshit's diet plan, which is similar to intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Yes, I just eat twice a day, lunch and dinner. That's it. Nothing in between.
Correct.
Anyway.
Very good. Your health shows that results.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
Dilip, Mali, Vinod, Keshu, and myself, we were at Karat for 1 year together. That's how we met Mali.
Oh, so you came, okay, you came from Karat to Mumbai then, huh?
Mumbai, yeah. After first year, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So
Hitesh was having a very big specs.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Next is Mandavia. He was here. I don't know whether he dropped out or what. Vasant Mandavia, you see him? He had joined earlier. I don't see his name anymore. Vasant, are you here?
Dilip, he left.
He left. Okay.
I saw the
All
message.
right.
Yeah.
No problem. So Vasant has left. Badresh Mehta. Mike, Mr. Mike.
Hello, this is Badresh Mehta, and I did electrical engineering, graduated in 72. Then I worked 2 years in India with Forbes Campbell Communication Division, and with me we had 2 more classmates, Kirit Mehta and Ghanshyam Madolkar. And after 2 years, I came to USA for my master's, completed master's, and then throughout my life, I worked power electronics, which included Acme Electric Company, Zenith Electronics, Motorola Lighting, and the last one was Sylvania Lighting. And since 2009, I retired. No? And during the retirement years, I used to do volunteer works at the Bap's Temple, which is very close to my house. My wife is Bhavna. She worked in the bank and she retired too. I have one son and one daughter. Daughter is a pharmacist and she working for United Healthcare. And my son, he has done civil engineering and then MBA from University Chicago. And he is working as a financial analyst for Commonwealth Edison Company. My daughter-in-law also did accounting and MBA, and she is director in one of the healthcare company. 3 grandchildren, so they keep me busy and make me wear out, So that's about it.
Okay. Thank you, Badresh.
Yes.
By the way, for the benefit of others, I must point out to you that Gitesh Shah, Yogesh Patel, Deepak Patel, Badresh Mehta, Bakul Khara,
Mukund.
Huh?
Mukund.
No, from Chicago.
Oh, yeah, we are from Chicago, yeah.
This whole gang lives in Chicago, very close to each other. About 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
And I live in Pittsburgh. It's still far away. It's about 8-10 hours drive. But I think I have fully merged into that gang also as well. So if you go to Chicago, there are 6-7 of our classmates. They are all in a close
And
proximity.
we regularly meet. We regularly meet, and our kids are all connected together too, So.
That gives us an extra motivation to go to Chicago. I have
There you go.
high school classmates in Chicago too.
There you go.
Some cousins.
Okay. So Badresh, Bipin Mehta, Kirit Mehta is not here, is he? Kirit Mehta? No. Bipin Mehta, Kirit Mehta, Vipul Mehta. Vinod Mimami, for some reason, I think he opted out. Ashwin Modi, not here.
I didn't get in touch with him.
Huh?
I didn't get in touch. I mean, I tried, but he's not answering the phone.
Okay.
No, he's not answering. I also tried. There is some problem.
With who?
I don't know, because sometime back he had asked me for some medicine for some lung problem and all that. But afterwards I tried 2 or 3 times. Even day before yesterday I tried. He normally he answers. He doesn't skip.
Okay.
So I'm just concerned. Let me see. Let me see what has happened to him.
But Vinod Mimani, I had added him to the group a while ago, and then he dropped out.
Correct.
I know that. This is
Added
what I
again and
thought.
again he dropped out.
Yeah, it was about a
Correct.
month back. So anyway, I just wanted to let us see what is happening. I don't know. Normally he doesn't skip miss the call. He calls back or he answers. Anyway,
Yeah,
let us see what happens.
Vinod Mimami, Arun Parikh, Bharat R. Patel, Bakul Khara, they have dropped out of a WhatsApp group for whatever reason. One Prashant Parekh, he is not here. Prashant he lives in New Jersey.
Dharampur.
Huh?
He's in Dharampur right now.
He is in Dharampur near Valsad. He is extremely. I mean, unfortunately, he lost his wife a few years ago, and he has totally devoted his life into serving people. So he goes to Dharampur. There's a ashram there, and then he spends the whole winter every year. Right, Deepak? Anything you want to add? Go ahead.
Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely. He is a really observer of Jain religion.
Yeah, his wife was Jain, and he was
Right.
Prashant is Hindu, but he has totally immersed himself into Jainism. So he's not here today, but he's in. We many of us are in touch with him. Okay, Prashant Parekh, Arun Parikh left, Bharat R. Patel left, Deepak Patel, you are next. Unmute yourself, please.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So after graduation in 1972, I joined Kamani Group of Industries. Basically, I worked at Kurla as a project engineer. I didn't know that Haresh Barucha was there during that time working with the Kamani tubes.
I know.
Yeah. So it's so unfortunate, but Haresh, I
Which
worked with
Kamani?
your I worked with your managing director, Hasmukh Kamani. I
Okay.
worked with Chandrakant Kamani, Ashwin Parekh. I worked with Rasik Bhai and Punam Bhai Kamani. I was a project engineer
Which
and
company?
a
Were you
lot
in
of
KEC?
industrial license with MID, the Industrial Institute at Delhi. I used to go every now and then to apply the industrial licenses for Kamanis. So I would have met you at that time if I knew that you were working for Kamani Tubes.
But
But
which Kamani company did you work in?
I actually worked for Kamani Metals and Alloys and
Damn it.
Jaipur Metals and Electricals. So those two companies, I did a lot of projects for them. So, and then I was stationed I had office in Kurla as well as in Ballard State both.
Yes.
Because most of the time I deal with all the directors. So I used to have offices at both the places. But that was good to know that, Haresh, you work with Kamani Tube, so we have a lot of things in common.
Amazing.
Anyway, so from 72 to 79, I worked with Kamani Group of Industries, and then with all my friends, with Yogesh Patel, and they're all in over here in Chicago, and they were insisting me to come over in United States. So I came over here in 1979, and I did my master's in marketing communication at Roosevelt University. After graduation, I joined. Yogi Patel used to work at a company named Brakes Controls and working for a lot of this paper mill industry, hole detectors and the machines. And I joined with Yogesh Patel over there and then working with the projects, making several electrical and electronics instruments for the paper industries. And then after that, I joined another company as a purchase manager and subsequently as a materials manager in a Laggett and Platt. Even though I was electrical engineering, the company taught me a lot of things about designing a mechanical things. And I used to design a product at my last company, which is a Leggett and Platt, which is Fortune 500 companies. I designed even a lot of projects as well as manage purchasing materials. And the company gave me to spend like almost given me a power to spend up to $10 million every year. So, I was just like as a cost cutting. The Kamani group of the Leggett has like 131 materials manager, and they considered me as one of the best materials manager in the entire group. So they gave me a lot of powers to, like buying the steels. Like we used to buy 173,000 tons of steel. And of course, someone worked in Bangalore with Lakshmi Mittal. So Mittal Group of Industries, I used to buy a lot of steels all around the world, Ryerson and so many different companies in the United States too, for all of our group of industries for Leggett and Platt. I even designed a lot of products for Ashley products, Ashley mattresses, as well as the Toyota group of industries, which is I designed a clips for the front car seats for the Lexus, and even Toyota Lexus is using my design, where we guaranteed that the product will not fail in the car for like it's 100% guaranteed. And not only that, but then the Toyota gave me a project over here. You can see this that says that I was one of the industry experts in designing the product. So I do have that plate with me. You can see these things over here. This is from the Toyota for designing products for Lexus. So from 1979 to as of 2015, I worked, and then after that, I retired in 2015, and then enjoying my life with all the friends over here. Most of our 72 graduates, we are like 5 or 6 people over here. We are as a family now. Our family is grown up, and I would like to say that if any guys comes over here, Chicago, like somebody said that he is a relative of. In Lake Zurich. We are very nearby Lake Zurich, and you guys can always come. Whosoever comes to Chicago, they are most welcome. We will visit. Invite you to come and meet us, and our family has grown up. So I'm very delighted and excited for you guys to come anytime to Chicago, and we can meet together and. And that's all I have to say. And we'll, of course, talk. I actually miss Vasant Shah. That I don't know why he's not there, but me and Vasant Shah and Yogi Patel and Prashant, we used to walk from like every time from SPCE college going back, walking and then, talking to each other. And it was just missing that thing. But yeah, one of these days, maybe the next meeting when we come, I'd like to meet all those guys, and that would help us. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
I believe Vasant Shah had some family event today, so that's why he did not join.
Well, let's hope Yogesh Jariwala's project comes to a fruition and has a massive reunion, 50th reunion in 2022.
Yeah. I was going to say the same thing, Mr. Jariwala. You are in charge, man. Lining up any fun and travel activities. So finding out interest, how people like the idea, how many would join, and present the plan, and all those details. So
yeah, we can just go for a weekend to a resort.
yeah. At the same time, Yogesh Javeri, you are in charge of lining up anything. Yogesh, by the way, his turn has not come, but he's just like Jariwala is very active in Lions. He is very active in Rotary Club, I believe. So let's wait until his turn comes. But Deepak, thank you very much.
Vasant Sai is
Thanks
here.
for the inspiration.
Huh?
Vasant Sai is here.
Oh, yeah. Somebody had a family event today, I think, right? I forgot. Somebody said in our group.
Mandavia.
Yeah, I thought Vasant was still there.
Well, Vasant Mandavia was here, but he left also. Anyway, let's move on. We have still have quite a few, but at least 7-8 people still remaining, and it's 11:35. So, Yogesh, Deepak Patel, Yogesh Patel, we covered already. Pramod Ralhan, Niranjan Sangvi, Gitesh Shah is the next one. Gitesh, you want to unmute? Okay.
Yeah. Hello, this is Gitesh Shah. I probably I'm the first one from our batch to come to US. I came here in December, last day, December 1972, landed in JFK. Then I went to school here in Chicago. I did my tools engineering, and my first job was at Bell & Howell Audio Visual Products. Interesting story. Bell & Howell came to school for interview. You know, they want to hire engineers, and out of three, two managers wanted to hire me, but they keep asking me for green card, and I didn't have a green card. And then finally, on the third manager must have talked with the HR group, and they said, "We'll hire you, and we'll provide you all the papers necessary to apply for your green card." And you won't believe, within 1 month, they called me up and he says, "If you want to hire your lawyer and bring the papers and we'll sign it." And within 6 months, I had my approval and got a green card. I went to India in 1975 and got married January 18, 1976. Married since. So this 18th, I'll be finishing 45 years. My wife, Jarna, she graduated from Xavier's, in Bombay, and she also had a career with PepsiCo. She worked for 28 years, and she retired recently, and she's at home. After Bell & Howell, I joined a company called Jocelyn Manufacturing as an R&D department, and we manufacture power distribution products, especially lightning arrestor, extra high voltage cable terminators, switch gears, surge protectors for aircraft in Chicago. And from Jocelyn, I switched to mini voltage. I went to work for a company called Cook Electric, which got acquired by Northern Telecom. And we used to make telecommunication central office product. I was a design engineer. From there, I went to a company called Northrop Grumman. We were making, or at least the group I was involved in, we were making the F-15 countermeasure products, and our group was making automated test equipment to test the black boxes. And during the Iraq War, all the products used in the Iraq War by F-15s were our group's product. And matter of fact, a couple of times they took us to this Air Force base where they blind us up, and take it inside, and we had to do all kinds of testing for black boxes. And from Northrop Grumman, I took a small group. I used to work for a company called Nextel Communication. And before that, I also worked for 1 year for a company called 360 Communication. And Haresh, I used to visit Harrisburg because I'm the one involved in charge of setting up the cellular network in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So like in year and a half, I was there for like 15 times, Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which year did your wife graduate from St. Xavier's College, Bombay?
She graduated in June and she was here at end of the June in the US.
No, but which year? 75?
76.
76.
Yeah.
My sister was in St. Xavier's College too. She graduated in 75, I think. So 1 year.
She was in 76. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Matter of fact, she appeared for the exam and she was here. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then in 2001, I joined FAA. I don't know, people are aware of FAA, Federal Aviation Administration. And we design and build air traffic control towers. We handle Midwest region, mainly we have architects and civil engineers, they in charge of construction, but we populate all the electronics. So I'm electronics project manager, you know, and we do radar installation, we do voice communication, we also do nav equipment installation at the airport. And our group, especially like busy airports like O'Hare, we always install the state-of-the-art equipment because O'Hare has 72 operations an hour during peak hours. So we have 6 parallel runway and we can land 3 planes at the same time on those runways. So needs a very precise equipment and a lot of electronics involved, you know. And I'm still working for FAA for last, I'll be completing 20 years in August and planning to retire end of this year. So if the things work out, I have 2 boys and a girl. My older son, Sal, he's a cardiothoracic surgeon. He's in Philadelphia, suburb of Philadelphia. He works for Jefferson Groups. He handles 3 hospitals. His wife, Kavita, she's a pediatrician. She also is in the same area as a pediatrician. My son, Sheil, he's a IT manager. He works for Underwriters Laboratory. He used to be in Chicago, but recently relocated to Austin, Texas. And his wife, she's a dental hygienist. I have 5 grandkids. My son Sal has 2 boys and a girl, and Sheil has a boy and a girl. And my daughter, she's a lawyer. She works for a big construction company in Chicago here, and she lives in downtown Chicago. As far as my personal thing, Harish, I also play golf. I play golf twice a week. I belong to a league. So every Wednesday we play. We played a couple of weeks ago in December. You know.
Oh, you did? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And we travel all over. Wherever my business take for travel, I take my golf clubs and I play.
Awesome.
I also do karaoke. We have karaoke club. We meet once a month. And also I do a lot of stock investment. We have investment club and we meet regularly and just like time passing, you know, and plus socially, and we have a big Hindu satsang group. We meet also once a month, and we invite all the big celebrities when they come to Chicago to sing in our group or give pravachan, you know. And so that way I try to keep busy. You know, I live in Naperville, Illinois, which is about 35 miles from downtown Chicago.
Okay.
So that's all I have.
All right, Gitesh, thank you very much. As I said, I don't know how many of us are going to remember everything about everybody. So I'm just reminding, if you want to send your bio in as much detail as you want, as long as it fits on one page and your picture, then you'll at least you can refer and go back to if you want to find out what so and so is doing or has done. You'll be able to
I
go
think
back
that's
and do that. But
That's
if
a great
we
idea.
have 7, 8 people still remaining, so let's focus and try to get give them a chance. So next one.
Dilip, I want to add one more thing, just a second. In 1996, I was fortunate enough to carry Olympic torch when it was passing through Chicago to Atlanta, and
Wow.
I was one of the lucky employee out of 15,000 employee chosen to carry the torch. So I was Olympic torch carrier in Chicago.
That's pretty incredible. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody can boast of that.
I'll send you the picture. I still have the picture.
That'll be great.
One more thing, Dilip, about Gitesh. We have to learn a lot of things from Gitesh, how to make money from the stock market, because he
No.
knows a lot of things.
By the way, I'm a very, very active player in stock market as well since mid 80s.
So Gitesh is a guru.
We should
No,
connect. We should connect. By the way, Gitesh. Okay, our next friend we had to get him up very early in the morning. He lives in California, so it was 8 o'clock. So he had to get up, I'm sure, at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and he's anxiously waiting to have his chance before he feels sleepy. How about Mayur Shah? Mayur Urfe
Yeah,
Mukund.
hi.
Mayur Urfe Mukund Shah.
That's right.
Mayur, go ahead. Your turn.
Yeah, nice to meet you all. Mukund Shah here from San Francisco Bay Area. So just like everybody else here, I graduated in 1972. Actually, me and Gitesh were project mates during our final years, and that's where, and we have been keeping in touch with each other for a long time. So going back to career, right after graduation, I joined Ratan Shah Simpson, the rectifier manufacturing company, and worked for them for a year and a half. They were making rectifiers especially for telephone exchanges at that time in Bombay. The factory was located in Kanjurmarg. From Ratan Shah Simpson, I moved to Crompton Greaves. And in design and development department, I worked for design and development department of Crompton Greaves for the fractional horsepower motor division, FHP. Worked on various projects from 1973, 74 to 1984. I was with Crompton Greaves in R&D, and then subsequently last 4 years moved to technical marketing and application engineering. While I was at Crompton Greaves, they had sponsored me for certification programs. So I attended MITI in Powai for a certification program in industrial engineering. And then during all this time, me and Vasant, we were always in touch. We were very close to each other. And Vasant and me, we were chatting quite a bit. He had joined his elder brother's venture, its own manufacturing setup. And I joined Vasant from 1984. And Vasant was setting up a sheet metal plant. So I worked with him, and I was with Vasant until 1992. I got married in 1977. My wife, Kirtida, hails from Bombay, Santa Cruz East, and she did her BCom from Narsi Monji NM College. And she used to work for UCO Bank in India. My wife's brother my wife's side of family, everyone lives in United States. And luckily they are all located in San Francisco Bay Area. So that's how my wife's brother had sponsored us, and I got a green card, and we decided to move in 1992, because on my side, me and my sister had already moved to US, and we did not have anyone close. And at that time, probably nobody had imagined that world will become such a small village with technical advancements. So we were debating, hey, since the entire family, their kids, everyone is in US and they have sponsored us, should we go? Actually, my green card came through in 1989, but we did back and forth from 89 till 92. because I was in a dilemma whether I should move or stay in India. Eventually, we moved to US in 1992. But me and Vasant, we are very close. So whenever I traveled to India, I always stayed with Vasant. Um, we are in practically touch with each other regular basis. Probably every week we talk. So going back to my career in US, I started with a small telecom company who were actually responsible in installing at that time the phone systems and voicemail systems for small businesses. And then I moved to a company called Network General. So they were into network analysis and diagnostic tool manufacturing. That company got acquired by McAfee. You guys must be familiar with McAfee antivirus software. So that's the company that acquired us. And I was working as a hardware project manager. And then I went into hardware program management and worked for that company until I would say, again, there was a spin-off. So basically, Network General got acquired by McAfee and the entity became Network Associates. But in 2012, they again parted ways and our company became Network General. And I worked for Network General until I retired as a hardware program manager. And I was also managing the manufacturing operations, dealing very closely with our overseas suppliers. So I used to frequently travel to Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan. And I also managed for that company homologation, so regulatory compliance. So Gitesh, like UL for safety, so EMC and safety compliance. And from 2015 till I retired, I also did consulting for international homologation and hardware compliance. So I retired in 2017, and I have two kids, son Anish and daughter Nrupali. My daughter lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. She has a medical background and she worked for Senios, and as she is a senior director working on of a safety group. So basically, her company manages the FDA approval of new drugs, working with drugs and pharmaceutical companies. So she is heading a group for the safety group, which actually monitors the safety of all the new drugs introduced, and she manages the clinical trial from the safety perspective. Her husband, Samir, he has a actually biomedical engineering background, but he joined his father and they are into hospitality business. So they own a couple of Holiday Inn Express hotels in Cincinnati, Blue Ash, Cincinnati, Columbus, Ohio, and also in Kentucky. My son has a software engineering background, and my daughter-in-law also has MIS background. They both worked together in Motorola for a long time. My son was responsible, actually, he was heading the team that made the first smart Motorola phone, Razr, if you remember Motorola Razr. So he designed the UI for that phone. So he worked for different companies. He was working for Sun Microsystems, then Motorola. Then from Motorola, he moved to Walmart Labs. From Walmart, he moved to Netflix, and now he's working for Roku. Recently, about 3 years ago, he moved from San Francisco Bay Area to Austin, Texas, and now he is living there. My daughter has two kids. Elder one, son is 13 years old, and daughter Zara, she is 10 years old. My son has 5 kids. The eldest is 6 years old and the youngest is 1 year old. So since retirement, I mean, I've been just enjoying company of my grandkids, but unfortunately last 1 year, I've not been able to travel. Me and my wife, we both retired in 2017. My wife used to work for MetLife, and then she moved to teaching. So she was working for Fremont.
Okay. Good. So we still have a long way to go, at least 30 minutes. But I would like to say that Hemant Sawant and what happened to Mr. Modak? Where did he go? Oh, Prakash Modak, right here. Even though they were part of India group, and I invited all of them to join, but I would like to give them a chance also to introduce themselves. I was way off my estimation. I thought 2 minutes, 45 people would join, maybe the 90 minutes, they will be done. But this is still fun. Everybody's still enjoying. So let's move on. Vasant Shah, my sincere apology to you for not recognizing you. I knew you were here, but I think I mistook it for somebody else. So the floor is yours. Go ahead. You want to unmute? Unmute, please.
He's still on mute.
Yeah. Vasant, can you
unmute him?
He's trying.
Vasant,
I think he's trying.
can you unmute? શું
I
use
think he's
કરે છે?
trying. He's trying to unmute. Are you using if you're using the computer, if you're using your laptop or desktop, at the very bottom, the very first
વસંત
icon,
લેપટોપ છે, ડેસ્કટોપ છે?
the very first icon you see, mute, just click on it, it will unmute yourself.
At the bottom of at the left-hand corner. Yeah.
Can admin unmute him?
No, unfortunately, I cannot. I can ask him to unmute, but that is why I was I reminded.
I'm trying, but I can't.
He did.
Yeah,
Great,
yes,
very good, very
good,
good,
good, good.
very good.
Yes, you
Sir,
are.
go ahead,
Okay.
please.
So half of the introduction has been done by Mukund. Balance I'll continue. You all know I also graduated with your same batch of 1972. I did in electrical engineering. But from the day one, as soon as I completed engineering, next day I went to my brother's workshop and joined his workshop. He was having 2 small lathe machines of 350 square feet area. I started helping the brother and started running the show. We started manufacturing turned components. On the Jamnagar Thadas, those were small automatic lathe that is famous Jamnagar, which was famous for brass parts. We started manufacturing brass parts. In 1974, our banker, State Bank, had a SICK unit. They offered us a SICK unit, saying that you are an engineer, if you want to run, I have a SICK unit available. We took that unit, SICK unit, and from then onwards, our journey started. Still, we are running a manufacturing shop only. We have a manufacturing facilities at Bombay, Vasai and Palghar, at Nagpur 2 plants, and in Pune 2 plants. We manufacture all turned components and sheet metal components, and basically we serve to auto industries. My major customers are Tata Motors, Mahindras, Force Motors, and Volkswagen. Regarding the family front, in the business we have almost now a worker strength of almost 250 workers in all the plants, with around 40 staff engineers available with us. On the family front, I have 2 kids. One elder one was a daughter. Daughter is a physiotherapist. And son-in-law is into the business of logistics, international logistics, having the offices at China, Hong Kong, Spain, and Indian around 4 places like Gandhidham, Morbi, Ahmedabad, and Bombay. Employing around 150 people around him in his office. My son has did his master's in US. Incidentally, he was also doing the master's there only where Yogesh Jariwala's son and Latesh both were classmates and both were roommates there.
Oh,
After completion of his engineering there, I could bring him back and now he is taking care of our business. I have 2 grandsons. My daughter has a grandson of around 12 years and my son has a grandson of around 8 years. So I have 2 houses in Malad also and Pune also. When I stay here in Pune, in the factory, and office is at Goregaon. So when I go to the office, I stay at Bombay. And all people welcome whenever you are in Bombay, Pune, we can meet. You are always welcome.
excellent, Vasant. Thank you very much.
Hey, Vasant,
Yes.
તું કઈ ચક્કીનો લોટ ખાય છે તો આટલો બધો એ થઈ ગયો અમને બી કે?
શું થઈ ગયો?
તું કઈ ચક્કીનો લોટ ખાય છે?
હા, ઘરની ચક્કીનો.
આ વસંત જે છે ને, વસંત એ આપણા ગ્રુપનો કપિલ શર્મા છે. બધાને બહુ હસાવતો હતો, હવે હું હજી બી ભૂલ્યો નથી.
સાચી વાત છે. આપણે એસપીસી ના કોર્નર પર બેસતા હતા.
ક્યારે આવે શિકાગો? ક્યારે આવે છે?
બનાવીએ પાછો પ્રોગ્રામ. મુકુંદ હાથમાં છે. મુકુંદ જ્યારે કે ત્યારે મુકુંદ કઈ નવા
મુકુંદ શું અમે તને કહીએ છે, આવી જા તું જ્યારે આવું હોય
વસંત,
ત્યારે
તું
આવી જા.
ફેંકા ફેંક નહીં કર. હું તો તને બોલાવીને થાકી ગયો.
મુકુંદે કઈ નવા જૂની કરવી.
Okay, he will come now because now at a one stroke he can visit so many of us.
Incidentally, Latesh, Alok, and my son, they are in regular touch.
Okay. All right, we have to move on, unfortunately. Let's move on, please, because we still have few people. So next one, Vinod Chai is not here, right? Is he here?
No, he was here.
Yes, yes.
Oh, he is here. He is here. So, Vinod, sorry, go ahead. Your turn, please.
Good evening and good morning to all. I am Vinod Shah, graduated in mechanical branch in 1972. For about 6 months, I worked with SPCE as associate lecturer and then moved on to small foundry for about 2 years. After that, I joined mechanized malleable foundry at Ambernath near Thane. There I worked for about 8 years and went to Denmark and Germany for high pressure molding line training. After 8 years, I started my own workshop and started manufacturing on job work basis high pressure valves, safety valves and pressure regulating valves. For about 35 years, I did that business. Since last 2 years, my health was not good, so I retired from the workshop and I sold off machinery and rented the galas. I married in 78 to Neela Shah. She was become. My son is chartered accountant MBA. My daughter is chartered accountant. My son is working with SAP. My daughter is working with Tata Consultancy. My son-in-law is working with Hindustan Unilever. Recently, in October, my wife expired in COVID-19. That was a big loss to me. That's all.
Sorry to hear about your wife. And anybody has any question for Vinod?
Vinod also had COVID, but I think he recovered.
Okay.
in 2010, I visited Chicago because my son was working in Chicago. That time I met Gitesh, Deepak Patel, Yogesh Patel, and Khara.
Okay.
Yeah, we still remember that.
Okay. Next one is Chennai or Sundar. So please help me clarify what is your last name, Sundar or Chennai? Chennai is your last name, right?
No. Chennai is not my name at all. Somebody must have told
Oh,
you that I am from Chennai.
so what is your name, sir?
No, my name, actually it is called Sundar Raman.
Oh, R. Sundar is your name. What is the last name?
Yeah, that's right. R. Sundar, correct.
What is your surname? Sundar?
No, see, I don't know. We have got a community called Iyer, IYER.
Okay,
So
okay.
we don't normally do that. So it's
Okay.
all the name only. So Chennai, I saw
So,
that in your list, you had put it as Chennai, but I know whoever gave you my number might have told that I'm in Chennai. So we have
okay.
added like that.
So
This
should
is
I
not the
remove the
name.
name? Should I
You
remove
can
the
remove. You can
word
just put it
Chennai?
as you can remove Chennai. Put R Sundar.
Perfect. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
No
I had
problem. No
no
problem.
idea. Okay.
I
So
know.
it's your turn. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Now, after passing out, the first offer of employment that I got was from Mazagon Dock, but I did not take it up. Instead, I joined a financial institution, bank. So this is the time when people are taking a lot of banks. Now, after that, I continued for some time, and then I did my management course from General Bajaj Institute. And in the meantime, I also started with the Master Financial Management in in Narsi Monji. But in the second year, I left it and shifted to Chennai. In the meantime, in Bombay, when I was there, I started a injection molding SSI unit, and we were supplying to original parts to most of the industries in Gujarat, like Rally Fan and these tips and toes, these Sumit mixers. We were showing all sorts of parts for them, mostly made of polypropylene. And what happened after coming to Madras, I started clearing, forwarding, and distribution for Glaxo, Burroughs Welcome. There is the pharma companies and Dabur, and also for Tata Chemicals, which are mostly all chemicals, but mainly it was soda ash and caustic soda. So we were doing it for all state-wise, like for entire Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and all that. So we had offices in Chennai and Hyderabad. So I moved out from Bombay to Chennai. And so far as the manufacturing is there, apart from the SSI unit, I did contract manufacturing for Tata Coffee and Asian Coffee. They will give me the seeds. So we had to roast, grind, and use the farm fill sheet machine and packing and everything. It will go directly to the point of sales. So these all the activities I've been doing it. So they are not in chronological order because many of the activities are overlapped in time. And in the meantime, I also, after coming to Chennai, I acquired membership of the Multi-Commodity Exchange also and did the broking for quite some time. And then I sold it off as a running concern along with the membership. So, but most of the activities I'm tapering off now because, as you know, we're all in the 70s now. So I'm closing down on all those things and trying to take a retired life. And so far as my family is concerned, I got 3 daughters. The eldest one is a biotechnologist, and her husband is a chemical engineer. They were in the US, in Philadelphia, but they came here and settled down in Bangalore. And he works for Suez. He was started in GE, General Electric, which was now taken over by Suez. The second daughter, both a second daughter and a son-in-law, they are both chartered accountants. They are in Dubai. And my third daughter is a BCom and a CFA, and her husband is also a BCom and MBA, and they are in Qatar now. So only one daughter and son-in-law are here. So otherwise they are both there. That is so far as that is concerned. And I don't know, I can recall quite a few people from our batch. Mukund, Geetesh, Vasant, Ashok, so many people. But there are far many more people. The number of people I cannot recall is much more than the number I can recall. So thanks to Dilip Desai for having this platform to reconnect, honestly.
You know what? I told you we had only 6 people group, for last, 2 years?
Yeah.
Deepak, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
you're right.
now we might be reaching 80, 90 people. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, next one. Thank you, Sundar, very much.
Thank
Actually,
you. Very good.
Dilip,
Actually, incidentally,
I
we
just
were
want to add
about
one
3-4
thing.
years. Huh? Who is
In
that?
Go
every,
ahead, sorry.
in almost all the community meetings in Pittsburgh, I usually host it on Zoom.
Okay.
And we have we just had a musical program for India. They were doing it just for our group only. So likewise, we invite speakers on different topics. But anyway, let's move on.
I did not know that so many of our batchmates are in Chicago, because about 4 years back, like our group, we had a group of about 7 or 8 people from our school.
Yeah.
And we went to, we were almost about 45 days tour we had, and so many states we covered. And Chicago, we were there for 3 days.
Oh,
And
wow.
but, I mean, I'm surprised to know that so many of our batchmates are in Chicago. We never knew that.
Even we had our high school reunion in Chicago in
Oh.
2016.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a bummer. Hey, Mukund, where in Bay Area are you?
Who is this?
No, I'm asking Mukund. Where in Bay Area? This is Haresh.
I'm actually, yeah. Hi, Haresh. Okay.
Yeah.
You know the town of Fremont, right?
Yes, of course.
So I'm actually on the border of Fremont, but I live technically in Union City.
I see.
So to put it in perspective, it's about 19 miles south of San Francisco Airport.
Yeah, I've been to Fremont once long time ago.
I'm sure we'll have many.
Yeah, so you can call me a
Yeah, my son lives in a place called Moraga.
Jariwala's son. Yeah, Moraga, I know, yes.
Yeah, that's where my son lives.
Yogesh Javeri has to speak.
All right.
No, I'm sure there'll be many one-on-one direct communication on WhatsApp or whatever. So these kind of details, I would appreciate we can get it on a site, on a separately.
I just wanted to add one thing quickly. I did contact Pramod. So Pramod, Sushil, and Dhairya Singh Rajada, they were hesitant to join on WhatsApp group, but I forwarded our Zoom link to him. So hopefully one of these, they will join us in next meeting or whatever.
Yeah,
but they did not want to join the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, it's okay. People who don't want to join on WhatsApp, at least we can forward them separately, and they can still come and join the meetings. So we can do that.
That's what I did. That's what I did for Pramod.
Very good. And it's amazing to see there is so much diversity in our group. So our next friend in line, Viresh Taswara. By the way, Viresh and Bipin Lodavia and Vasant Manavia, they even attended my wedding as well in 1976. So Viresh is going to talk about his completely diverse career. So go ahead.
I am.
It all yours.
Yes.
All yours. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. I am Viresh Taswala. I am from mechanical engineering branch.
Okay.
I passed in 72 all the way together. I am born and brought up in Borivali. Started schooling in Borivali GH High School, then 2 years FI Inter in Parle College, Parla East, and then 4 years engineering, our SP College. After 72, my graduation, I have started job in Goregaon, Hindustan Ramson at 250 rupees per month, BE Mechanical. Okay, at that time it was good amount, 250 rupees. Then I have started my own with our engineering college factories up to 1976. And then after, on my father's advice, I have joined my diamond business, which he has started in 1961. It is diamond manufacturing, export and jewelry manufacturing. So now it is our third generation. My children, my nephew, my brother, their son. One of my brothers has settled in Antwerp since 35 years, Belgium. I also traveled worldwide for promoting my business globally. Ours is a joint family business wherein all my family members are in one business. Our office is located in Bharat Diamond Bourse, Bandra Kurla complex. You might be knowing Bandra East. It is Diamond Hub of Bombay. I am very much active in day-to-day business affairs and also have started devoting my time towards society and our Jain religion. I am also connected with I am taking active part in our Jain temple located in Borivali. And we have two charitable trusts, trying to help the needy people in medical and educational line. So definitely, whenever all these American friends and Bombay friends, we should meet whenever you are in Bombay. So thanks for giving me opportunity to introduce myself.
Okay, Viresh, thank you very much, my friend. It's interesting how people have, after 15 years, people have gone in different directions and covered most part of the world in different trades and business sectors. SV Thakkar not here, right? Suresh Vaz or Vaz, how do you pronounce his surname?
Vaze.
Huh?
Vaze.
Vaze. Okay.
Yeah.
Shanti Vora is not here, right? Is he? No. Vittal Zalavadia is not here, and Yogesh Javeri, and then we have Hemant Sawant and Mr. Modak. Three people still remaining. So, Yogesh Javeri, go ahead, please.
Greetings to everyone. Meeting after almost 49 years is a very, very interesting, and compliment to you, Dilip, for gathering everyone. Immediately after electrical engineering from SPE, I got the opportunity of joining Raman and Dam, automobile gear manufacturing, as a training engineer with the salary of 700 rupees. And within 1.5 years, from the Raman Dam, after almost good experience with the maintenance department, I decided to quit the job and started my own licensed electrical contractor business and did a number of major jobs like Mathura refinery and several other industrial installations, etc. During this contract business, I came across Bajaj Electricals, and they gave me opportunity of becoming vendor with them, and I started manufacturing electrical appliances, light fittings, etc. for Bajaj Electricals, Black & Decker, Gopi Mixtures, and several other such branded goods as OEM. Entire product to be supplied to them at their branches. After a number of years of small scale industries being run, I retired from my own industry, and presently I am a visiting faculty for the management subjects with the St. Xavier's College and Junjunwala College at Ghatkopar. I'm very, very actively involved in the social work, having a chairmanship of two NGOs like iBanking and the donation in kind at Ghatkopar. I'm attached with the Hindu Sabha Hospital as a executive committee member, and as a Rotary, I did, as our friend Yogesh Jariwala said, many major projects. Right now, I'm engaged in establishing a charitable dialysis center at Ghatkopar. So, as Dilip said, I will try to send the little brief biodata for you to share with our friends. I am well connected with the Ashok Doshi as a family friend, and then Prakash Desai, Gitesh, I remember you and Jarna I have met when you were in Mumbai, but after that we have lost the contact. But I still remember Gitesh and Jarna. Mukund also, I recollect that you were there with us in hostel also for some time. I think I am able to see the pressure on Dilip's face of the time. So I would like to cut short, but we will definitely like to get connected. And whenever you are all our friends from USA or other part in Mumbai, please be in touch with us. We'll enjoy to meet each other. Thank you.
Yeah,
Very good,
Yogesh, I
Yogesh.
can.
Yogesh, thank
I
you. I
will
was
send you.
I was a charter member of a Rotary Club here in my town as well. But then I was doing so much traveling then at that time I could not attend the meeting on a regular basis. I then finally I got out.
You can rejoin, and probably we can try to have some collaboration in some social project.
My father was a mason. I don't know if anybody knows
Oh.
about mason. So for
Yeah.
50 years, so many of his
Yeah.
friends are
I used to be a Freemason at one time
really.
in Bombay. Yep.
I will tell an interesting story maybe later on. Right now is not a good time,
Yeah.
but next one is
Vasant, you,
Prakash.
Shah, and we frequently talk with each other.
Okay.
We are connected after the.
Now feel
graduation
free to
also.
call me up, and I just have a very few, like 2-3 closing points, just to close the the session today. So Mr. Modak, sorry, thank you for your patience. Go ahead and please introduce yourself. Prakash Modak, I added you today to our list just today only. So please please unmute yourself. You need to unmute, Prakash. Okay, good.
Yeah. So I'm Prakash Modak. I was in mechanical. I passed in 1972. Atul Gandhi was my friend because we were staying in Andheri. And after my graduation, I joined Atul Gandhi's company, who were manufacturing coil springs. I was there for about 3.5 years when Atul was in USA doing MS. And there I could get a good experience, to know how to start the business, what are the activities one has to do. And after leaving the supercoil after about 3 years, I did work for a couple of companies, and then I started my own. We are manufacturing for last more than 40 years electromechanical linear and rotary actuators, which are used for core sectors like steel plant, fertilizer plant, cement plants in India and all around India. These actuators are used to operate the driven equipments in the field of cement plants, steel plants, and they are controlled from the control room. So it's a combination of mechanical fabricated equipment and the drive which is called as actuators. And all our products are custom built, and we bring it from concept to reality. I am still active in my business. I got a factory in Vasai and 2 factories in Pune. I got 2 daughters. My brother was also in Sardar Patel College. He did electrical, I did mechanical. After his graduation, he went to USA, did his master's. So my daughters, I have got 2 daughters, they also went to USA. They did their master's. The elder one is Mansi. She works for LinkedIn. Her husband is working for Netgear. Both of them, they are settled in Cupertino. My younger daughter, Anushri, she is an engineer and she's settled in London, and she is in IT field. Her husband is in finance, international finance.
Okay.
My wife, she is currently now associated with NGO for last more than 22 years. And I still live in Andheri, and I'm really happy with what I'm doing.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Prakash, it's really interesting, amazing to hear the story of everybody. And we will know a lot more about everybody as soon as we have the information and the present, the PowerPoint file I'll be sending to you. But first, I need your information from all of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I recommend
I will send my bio.
having email
Last
address
but,
also in that PowerPoint. That way you
last but not the least is our colleague and friend Hemant Sawant. So Hemant, sorry about it's. I can see it's close to midnight in India right now, right? Sorry to keep you waiting, but please unmute yourself first. You need to.
Yes, yes, hello, yes. Yeah, normally I go to bed at 10. It's almost midnight. So
I know.
because I'm early riser, so probably I'll get up at 4 in the morning.
Oh,
You know, sometimes early rising gives you a good start in the morning. You have a good time to think things before everybody starts. Anyway, I'm from electrical branch, and Mr. Modak and myself, we met last year during alumni meeting at Sardar Patel. We had about 8, 10 of our batchmates there, like Prakash Surve, whom we recently lost. Of course, we had Satish Rege. Unfortunately, he didn't join us. I was in the electrical, and my close friends were J.S. Parab, whom we lost few months ago. So there have been very unfortunate incidences happening last year. But I hope 2021 would be better for all of us. After doing my electrical, I joined Crompton Greaves in their technical marketing division. I was posted at Nagpur. I did some very special work for Crompton Greaves, like selling the largest size of motors to Birai Steel Plant and things like that. After that, it so happened that 1977, I decided to move on and went to Bahrain. In Bahrain, I worked for about 11 years. I worked for CG Alstom Group, the French group Alstom. I worked in their electrical construction division, their Comsip division, and I was associated with various projects, including 220 kV substations, 220 kV switchgears, and telemetry cabling, etc. And as I heard, the life change. So 87, 88, I decided to go into business, and I'm still in the business. And that business has nothing to do with electrical engineering. It is something to do with the polymer engineering. It's a composite material. We manufacture a kind of synthetic material, composite material, which is also known as solid surface material. In of course, everywhere, Korean is the well-known, DuPont's Korean is a well-known brand. I'm sure many of you would have Korean worktop, kitchen countertop in your house. So 1988 started this business, and then 1994 moved to Singapore. Started manufacturing in Singapore with the solid surface, and I am really proud to say that I am one of the few specialists in the field of solid surface in the world at this moment. I have spent almost 32 years in solid surface business, right from designing the machines, choosing the machines, formulations, fabrication, and everything. And I'm one of those guys who has returned from after living abroad for almost 35, 36 years. I have returned to India. I am Singapore citizen. My wife is also Singapore citizen. But because we thought that we have a better scope of business in India, so 2013-14 we returned to India. Unfortunately, things didn't go the way we expected, and last year we closed our business. But this month we are going to restart again with a new zeal. So I still, because I enjoy what I'm doing, and this is what really keeps you going. I enjoy what I'm doing, and that's why next month onwards, we are going to restart our business again in India. My son, I have two sons, both engineers. Elder son is working with a company called M Pocket. They are into small financing, and he is their senior project manager. My younger son is a telecommunication engineer, but he works with me in the manufacturing of solid surface material. So this is what I would say in short. I perhaps you may remember we had a small group, group within group in Sardar Patel. My group was Satish Rege, Srirang Rege, Prakash Raje, who is in Denver at the moment and unfortunately is not well due to COVID. And another person was Mr. J.S. Parab, who unfortunately we lost him a few months ago. But it's good to see everyone here. I mean, I remember some of the names, although it's very, very difficult to remember the face now. I mean, it's impossible to recognize the face. But yes, definitely, I remember the names. And I look forward to seeing every one of you with some meaningful dialogue and discussion, because now at this age, we don't have any what should I say, any zeal or motive to go into friendship for personal gains. Now there's no personal gain. We are beyond that now. So it's good to see old friends and try to get into communication with the old friends and get into new friendship again.
Correct.
That's
Very
it.
true. Very true. I tell you what, this reconnection of everybody will add at least 1 to 2 years in your life, in our lives, I should say. There is nothing gives any human being more pleasure than remembering your past days in your prime time. That was our prime time, man. I mean, nobody knew
Correct.
where we will be, what we'll be doing after 50 years. Most people were unmarried at that time. And here we are after almost 49, 50 years. It's just amazing to see. And I probably knew, or my company was maybe 8 to 10 people. And we had what, 150, 170 people in the 1972 class. Yogesh Zavari might know about it. So,
Yeah, about 180, yes.
180 even, yeah, okay. So did I miss anybody, by the way? We are losing people because it's getting late in India, which is completely understandable. But anybody's left out yet? Everybody's covered? We just want to be fair to everybody. So just a very few closing remarks. We can also get connected on Facebook. And Mr. Modak said his daughter works for LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. If anybody is on LinkedIn, connect with me. So we will
Yeah,
know.
I'm on LinkedIn.
So we will know a lot more about each other as well, about our career. On the Facebook, we'll know more about our personal life, and our vacation pictures or whatever. So please send me your bio in detail. If you send me another bio, because many of you have already sent me something, but if you send me another one, please say revised, so I will know that you have modified it. So I will not use your first one.
But you're going to send a loose format, right, Dilip?
No, yeah, I will send. I mean, we
Just
don't
send
want to be.
something. It doesn't have to be very fancy.
We don't have to be very rigid.
Yeah, but it will be a good idea to keep a standardized format. That way, you can collect the information more
Yeah,
organized
but
manner.
I mean, engineers are sometimes too rigid here. We just want to, we just try to want to define this is the way it should be. But I think at the stage we are in, we just take it easy. I will give you a very loose format,
Correct. That's
and
good
then
enough.
in that
Yeah,
you will have the
that's
luxury or liberty to modify any way you want. See,
Just
I'm losing my voice already.
my recommendation would be to add email address in there too, so that we can connect otherwise as well.
yeah.
Well, for now, yeah, you can do that. Please add because it's going to go in PowerPoint. So basically going to copy paste in my PowerPoint,
Right.
whatever you send me. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So also, is it okay if I put this video still recording for after 2.5 hours on a YouTube if anybody wants to see, or it's not a good idea?
I don't have a problem.
Okay, so I will put on a YouTube. I invite each and every one of you, if you are in our this vicinity of USA, this part of town, in Pittsburgh is between about Chicago and New York. So if you are like Deepak Patel, when he's driving from Chicago to New York or New Jersey, Pittsburgh is the right place to take a night halt. And
And after 3.5 hours, another good place is Harrisburg.
yeah, Barucha is only 3 hours, and 3 hours drive is nothing here in USA.
I will take up for your invites gladly as soon as things become little normal, because I frequently visit my daughter at least twice a year. I'm in Cincinnati, and twice a year I am in Austin.
Please do that.
Next
Please
time
do
for
that. And this
sure,
invitation is
we'll
to
try to connect.
everybody, okay?
Yes.
Now, Jariwala, as I said, you are in charge. Not as I said, as we said, you are in charge. This is not me, this is us, okay? So you are in charge of any fun or travel kind of activities. And what else did I miss? If I did miss anything, then God bless you all and your whole family. And we will meet again. I would say probably quarterly meeting is good enough, don't you think?
Sounds,
it should be there. It should be there.
sounds like a good idea. Every quarter, yes.
Every
I have one point to kind of think about, not really discuss at length right now. But you know what's been happening with WhatsApp and Facebook, etc. lately, and then with all the privacy issues, etc. So a lot of people are getting off WhatsApp now, and people are going to either Signal or Telegram.
Okay.
So that's something we as a group need to think about if we want to do that.
Okay. I mean, I recently, I think, I recently
need to
got a
explore that.
personal message that let's use some other mean. I thought it was aimed at Zoom, using Zoom.
No, Zoom is out of it.
But for our
Zoom is fine.
No, it is WhatsApp. WhatsApp is
a
going
problem.
to share all the information with Facebook.
And who in turn will share it with the world?
Even Facebook is a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Facebook is, WhatsApp is owned by
Actually,
Facebook.
among small group, we should try the new tool, this Telegram.
Okay. Well, some of us will have to
See how it works.
It's okay, Why don't you, Harish, you take the lead and come up with some the best alternative.
Okay. I will first send the information I have about.
Let us connect.
And by the way, both the people of both the groups,
this is Harish.
Yeah.
Can a small group from US friends try that new tool? Let's connect and then we will discuss. I have a couple of ideas too. So
okay,
good idea.
Maybe,
Okay.
we can try it as a pilot project.
Mayur and
If
Harish,
it works out good.
You guys
go
test it out and just let us know. Okay.
Sounds good.
And
okay, we will do that.
And if people don't like the is Zoom okay though to use?
Zoom is fine.
Zoom is fine. Zoom is fine.
Yeah, Zoom is fine.
Zoom is good.
And I have set my profile, so my data only goes to the US server and Canada server. The admin had a choice of where the data can go. So I specifically signed up for only these two servers. So data will not go to anybody. It's a US company, by the way, and it's a
out of
Chinese.
California, but
Chinese
most of the development is done in China.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, I don't have anything else unless anybody wants to. Anybody else?
Well, only thing is, you should, as you said, you should plan for some sort of get together in 1922, 50 years. And you have to start well in advance because we are all spread out in different places in US and India. I think you should try to do that now because it will take almost 8 to 9 months or 10 to 1 month, 1 year also. So you should start doing on that. It will be very nice if we can meet sometime in 22.
So Yogesh Javeri is taking the lead.
Yeah,
If
he's with,
anything needs to happen in
No,
India,
not Javeri, Jariwala.
Jariwala.
Javeri
and Jariwala both.
I will
is also
support.
Hey, Yogesh, Javeri, let's connect. Who Mukund bolu jo?
I will support you.
I'll call you later.
Okay. Yogesh Jariwala. Okay, fine. And anybody, I mean, sure, that person is going to need the help of many other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it would be a great thing, if you can make it happen in 22, that'd be something great.
And Sundar, the problem is, I agree with you that we should start now or soon, because if you're going to spend a weekend at some resort like in Karjat or somewhere,
right,
then we need to book well in advance, because once the COVID thing is gone, people are going to go crazy with these things.
Even otherwise, they are not going crazy. Here 2 days they opened the beach and there was crowd like mad. See, COVID is not going to listen to government regulation, but you are right. We are going to do that. So, but what I am telling is, we should start planning now.
Absolutely.
I saw a picture of somebody in our group which has behind their house. I think they were sitting. That person and his wife was sitting on the swing, nice, beautiful swing, and then behind.
Yeah, that was, I think, reggae.
Yeah.
Gupte.
Seen
Reggae,
behind.
yes.
They had a beautiful nature. It almost looked like they were sitting in a farmhouse someplace.
Yeah, that was Satish Gupte.
Satish Gupte.
No, Satish Gupta lives in Thane. He lives in Thane.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
boy, I'm supposed to sing a song of K.L. Saigal, but I think I'm going to have a tough time.
Good luck.
So you can go ahead.
So, how many times you do the karaoke? Once a month?
I belong to 3 different groups here. So they are all once a month. They're all once a month.
We do twice a month.
Okay.
Our group does twice a month, every 2 weeks.
Well, we'll form our own karaoke group as well.
That's right.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. And whoever wants to join just to listen and encourage us, it's fine, perfectly all right too.
Sounds good.
Okay. So are we done now?
Yes.
I guess so.
Okay.
I think so.
Gitesh.
Nice meeting everyone, and thanks for organizing.
Everybody.
Bye, everybody.
It's great to see
everyone.
And
bye, Yogesh. I'll see you.
everybody is going to get cut off in a couple of seconds. Okay.
Yes.
Right.